In this tip, we'll see how to negate a regex grouping. You might be already familiar with negating a character class. Let's see an example. Let's import the re module and let's see an example of removing first two columns. So this is our negated character class. The field is separated with a colon character. So we are negating that character and we are matching two fields from the start of the string. The replacement string is empty, so first two fields should be removed. So apple and 42 are no longer present. So this is one example of negating a character class. Let's see another example. Here's a list of words and let us filter all words that do not end with R or T. So this ends with R and this ends with T. So such characters should not be part of the output. So this is pretty simple to do. Just use a caret key at the start of the character class to negate that particular set of characters. But do you know how to negate a regex grouping? You can use a combination of negative look ahead and quantifiers for such purpose. So let us see an example. I'm going to declare a string. I need to match if the string do is not present between at and par. So this is my problem statement. I need to match at followed by par only if the string do is not present in between. So at and par. The question is, what pattern will you use in between these two strings? So that's where negating a group comes into picture. So read.search and our input string is pets. So we know what we need to start matching and we know what we need to match at the end. In between, we need to negate a group. So what we will do is, we'll define a negative look ahead. So this negative look ahead will ensure that do is not matched. So once that condition is satisfied, we will match a single character. And this entire portion we are going to put inside another group. So such characters we need to match 0 or more times. So I am using the tar quantifier. So this should result in false. Why? Because at is matched followed by a comma character which satisfies this particular condition, because these two characters cannot match do. So comma is matched and then when the cursor moves to the next character, this particular condition will be false. Why? Because these two characters are D and O, which is what we don't want to match. So this particular search for this string should fail. If I modify the condition to go, instead of do, I am changing the condition to go. So this should return true because the input string has at followed by par and the characters in between do not have go anywhere. So these characters do not have go. So this particular regex match should pass. If this is still confusing, you can just look at what is matched by this pattern and let us modify it. So from start of the string, let us match all characters 0 or more times as long as par is not found. So look at this input string. The cursor is at the start of the string. The condition is from this point onwards, par should not be found. So 3 characters, are they par? No. So a single character will be matched and then the regex engine moves to the character O. Again, repeat the condition. 3 characters, do they match par? No. So yet another character is matched and the cursor moves to the next character. Again, it is repeated and so on until the cursor comes to this location. So here the 3 characters from this point are PAR, which is what we don't want to match. So at this point the regex match will fail. So the characters matched so far will be part of the output. So in these examples, the outer group is a capturing group. This is okay for such use cases, but if you use re.split or re.findAll, then presence of capture group will affect the output. So in such cases, you can use the non-capturing group if required. Let us see an example. So here we want to match all whole words that do not have a 42 within that particular word. So here 42 is present, so this word should not be matched. There is no 42, this should match. There is a 42, this should not match, and this should match again. So our goal is to match whole words that do not have 42 in between. So if we use a capture group, then we'll get only the last character of the match. But we want the whole word. So we can use a non-capturing group. Hope you found these examples of negating a regex group using negative look ahead and quantifiers useful.